Yeah, Dave, you lose the season series to Toronto, but you win the last game. 20 games to go. How do you view what you did tonight, and how do you view what you got coming up and where your team is at?
Well, it's good to get a win tonight. We didn't start the game very well. I thought we just flipped the puck around, had no crisp execution in the first period, so we were kind of chasing it. But then second period we got better and got a break on Turris's goal, and then Schmidt makes a big save, and we get a 2-on-1 and we capitalize on it. So we'll take the points. There's still some work in our game. Toronto had our number for those three games at home, and other than that, it's been a real tight series against them. So we've got lots of work to do. We got 20 games left, and there's we still got to grow our game. There's parts of it that can really improve, but there's some parts that you like. There's some parts we can build on.
Thank you.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
So you get the depth scoring that you wanted from your forwards tonight. A couple goals from guys not wearing 29 or 97. Is that a big piece of, I guess, the puzzle of winning the game tonight?
Well, you need that. And we got a break on Turris's goal. I was happy for Turris. He's gone through a lot between struggled a little bit early and then the COVID, and he's worked hard. He got back and was actually played a couple of strong games for us, and then got quarantined for a while, and then has had some good practices. So if anybody deserved to have one go off their ass, it was him. So it was good to see it go in the goal for him. But that depth scoring, we need that. We're going to need in tight games. You got to chip in all over the place, and you got. Connor and Leon, they're going to do their share, but the more people can chip in, the better.
So us media guys made quite a lot about you guys finally beating Toronto and having to finally beat Toronto in the last meeting. Now that it's over, was there more to it than the Edmonton Oilers were letting on? Is it really important to get one win against these guys?
Well, I mean, we were before those three games at home. We were 2-2 with them, so it's not as if we haven't beat them before. So. But they're a good team. Like they're a measuring stick team in our division, and we wanted to come in and play well. So, we got 3 out of 4 points in the 2 games, so we'll take those and you move on to Montreal.
Josh Clipperton, Canadian Press.
Hey Dave, I know you were asked about Darnell this morning, but just the growth of his game this season, what's the ceiling for him, and what have you seen from him that's allowed him to have this offensive outburst?
Well, the offensive part of it is a bonus. He's really put a lot of work into his game, both physically and kind of learning. And I know Jim Playfair and him spend a lot of time, and Nurse spends a lot of time himself, like really digging into how he's playing and the details of the game and the details how to get better. So I give him a ton of credit. He's, like I said this morning, he's an athlete that's all in on making sure that he's prepared and willing to do his part. And with that, it just shows his leadership and importance to our team, because he's a guy that plays big minutes. He plays a big role in our leadership on and off the ice. And, you like to see guys that put the work in and are passionate about getting better. You like to see them get the results. It's a great feather in the cap, and there's a lot of young players should be looking at what he's doing and recognize that that's how you get better.
Bob Stauffer, 630 Chad.
David, I apologize. I might have missed the very beginning, but Mike Smith, I mean, he gave you a puncher's chance. They were on you early, and is that a microcosm of maybe his whole season in terms of the fact that every night that he's been in there, he's given you a lot of people wrote him off at the start of the year. The guy's 12-3-1 right now.
Yeah, he's played unbelievable. We didn't play very well in the first period. We were flipping the puck around. They kept coming back at us, and he stood in there. So we needed to give him some support as the game went on, which we got better, but he's certainly done his part. He's been outstanding for us this year, and these games they're not easy games to play. They're tight games where every play counts, and he's certainly doing his part.
And talking about just bounce back, Chrisrussell had a tougher performance the other night against Toronto. They could do that together. They got quick, fast, competitive wingers and talent, but just a thought on maybe what Russell and Bear as a tandem came and maybe how they settled your team a bit down, because you had another pairing that had a rough night tonight.
Yeah, you're looking. Toronto's a good team. They're gonna come at you. So you got to be able to defend. You got to be able to read situations, and the other thing, you got to be able to execute. You got to take yourself out of trouble, so you're not defending all the time. And I thought Russell and Bear had a much better game tonight than they had the other night for sure.
Ken Campbell, the Hockey News.
Yeah, Dave, back with Darnell, he has that chance with a couple of seconds left, and just shoots it wide, and then he comes back, jumps right into the play, gets that big goal. Is that kind of indicative of a guy who's really sort of developing in that sense, in the offensive sense, and really sort of finding his offensive game now?
You know what I call it? He's earned his confidence, and to be a really good player in this league, like you're seeing that he is, you've got to do a lot of things right. You got to put the work in, and you hope that work turns into results. So he's getting the results, but he's earned that confidence with the work he's put in. And he's I can't say enough about him, because I see what goes on behind the scenes and the work that he puts in, and it's so good to see him get the results, because it's kind of roadmap for a lot of young players coming up that is really a feather in Nurse's cap.